Finally, Dane, how are
One
you?
year in the making.
1 year in the making.
And we still got no plan.
We still got no plan.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? So we're here with Dave, Dane, Dave,
Dan, Dwayne,
and Fred. Dane and Farid. We're here finally. So
it's been a journey.
it's been a journey.
It's been a lot of talk.
a lot of talk, but
And
a lot
now
of.
we finally got some action.
That's correct.
Thank you to Ryan.
Thank you,
He
Ryan.
said, when are you going to actually shoot this thing?
Ryan behind production.
So
with
listen, let's
Keegan.
start with you, man. I know you're on the run from Guatemala
A little
via
bit.
the US. Tell us just the backstory.
My backstory.
Yeah, we'll just so people get to know who you are. And
Sure, sure. Well, I was born in the U.S. My parents are Iranian. They left Iran in the 70s. I grew up speaking Farsi, which
Wow.
is, and I learned Spanish growing in Guatemala maybe at the age of 3 to 5.
yeah,
And when I was 20, I moved to America, back to America. Then I went to live in Israel, went to live in
Wow.
France.
how long
went-
in Israel?
I was in Israel for about a year and a half.
Okay.
And,
How was that?
It was great. Best
Yeah.
year of my life, actually.
Was it really?
Year and a half of my life, yeah. And got married, moved to Paris. And
Where'd you meet your wife?
I met her in Israel.
Did
And I met my current wife in Israel, too. So,
Because she's from, she's from where?
my wife now or
Yeah.
the ex-wife?
Ah, now
The
we're
ex-wife
talking.
is French.
Yeah, get some edits going here already. that's
Current
for
wife
sure.
is local. Yeah,
That's right.
she's Aussie.
That's
So yeah, went back to America, got divorced, ran into my current wife online, and we became friends for a while. And I ended up in Sydney for a year. Then we went back to America for another 5 years, and
wow.
our kids were born there. And then we moved to Australia.
Why Australia?
My wife grew up in here, so
Right,
she
so-
loves Australia. I didn't want to move in here at the beginning, but then after seeing how great Australia is, I ended up just loving it here. Became a citizen, and I just
Is it still great, considering how long ago was that?
it's been about 10 years now.
Okay.
So about 10 years.
Do you
I-
feel it's still great? Like,
I love
Personally?
Australia, man. We're far enough from the world with all the issues that are happening at the moment. That is a big bonus for me, and even
100%.
being in Tamborine Mountain where we live is
that step away again, isn't it? Yeah.
one little step further. If it were up to me, I'd be in the middle of an Uluru, if I could,
Well, you're not allowed anymore.
or Vanuatu or something. You know, like I
I've just
like
been
the
to Samoa. That was pretty cool.
smaller towns. So how about you? What's your story, Dane?
Ex-soccer player, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, went to England on a tour when I was under 16s. Got scouted to come back.
16.
Yeah, and I left home at 16 and went and played for Queens Park Rangers and Plymouth Argyle in the UK. So,
UK, right? Yeah.
yeah, so that was pretty interesting being
But you.
on my own. I went from Nelson Bay, a little town called Nelson Bay, to London. Nelson Bay is about the size of Tamborine, to the middle of London. So I had no idea what I was doing.
How'd you cope with that?
No.
Difficult. Huh?
Not very
16 is very difficult.
Well, football at that time in my life was a guardrail for me. So you just had to train, eat well, sleep, and repeat. So, you know, I got used to training and that sort of thing. So I didn't, I only lived those little lives within that big city. But yeah, so then came back because I couldn't get a work permit, and had a very dear friend of mine send me out to Austria. Went out to Austria and played for a few years.
Oh, that's why you moved to. Huh? I didn't know that. Work permit.
And then I came home and I had this theory that life, and then, as you know,
But hang
the
on,
same
you,
as
you got injured, right?
Yeah, well, that's coming. So
Oh,
I
okay.
had this theory in life that
That's
just,
after.
you just arrive and it just gets better and better and better and better. And then I busted my knee,
Oh,
and life got worse and worse and worse to the point where I was in a little flat in WA where I was trying to make a comeback. And yeah, I had no TV, no money, thinking, how did I get to here? I mean, what happened? And a dear friend of mine, Steve Dorner, brought over an old guitar, and we'd already been jamming and stuff like that. And he said, you know, you've always been able to sing, and you're learning and playing guitar, and it's time to start a new dream. Football's done, you know.
sing
So
and
that was
entertain.
hard. Yeah, it was a hard time, you know, because that was my whole identity.
Of course, yeah.
When people expect you to have that identity,
Mm.
yeah, I didn't really know. And then I was not around the game anymore, and you didn't get the buzz of the exercise, and
Yeah.
it was pretty difficult. So I took it out on the guitar, and
So you couldn't
years later, here we are doing music.
recover if enough time passed. You couldn't recover. No, it was done.
It's one of them injuries you just, and when you're not as good as what you were,
Yeah.
you start just taking contracts on your reputation.
I guess
And
I know what
so
you
it
mean.
was kind of a letdown every time. I just wasn't as good as what I was. So. It was a good lesson in life that, we're all going to get older and stuff, and we won't be
I guess the lesson is you
person-
never know when things could change, right?
100%.
I would say I share a similar situation to that. When I was growing my career in IT, I was running multiple projects, 130 projects, 7 directors.
Yep.
Suddenly, I get sick.
Yeah.
I get Ross River virus, and I'm just crippled. Couldn't work.
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything.
There you
And,
go.
how do you go from being a man who has a purpose and a job and a career
It can change like that, right?
to being bedridden and not
Yeah.
being able to do the most basic things?
Yeah.
So that to me was a very important lesson, that when you're healthy, you better take advantage of that
Yeah.
and maximize your life
Yeah.
in every way.
It's funny how we don't, though, isn't it? Like, well, we do. If you have reminders of things like that, you just reminded me, hey, you got it. Your health is everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long were you sick?
I've probably been sick since I moved to Australia, about a year in. So I was trying to lose weight. I was 130, 140 kilos.
Were you really?
Yep, I was pretty fat.
That's
and
a
I
big
was,
boy.
And I was going up 5 to 10 kilos every year.
Right.
And then I thought to myself,
Just
you know
through
what?
diet and
Well,
bad
injury.
habits?
I did injure my back before. Before Ross River, I had a back injury, but I could still work. My mind was still working. But
Yeah.
Ross River virus is something that completely takes over your mind, and you've got this haze.
really?
And I was in bed 5, 6, 7 days for a week, just feeling really rotten. What is wrong with me?
How was your mental health?
It got bad. It
Yeah.
got really bad. Yeah, I mean, I think I would sunk into a depression, which is one of the subjects we'll be talking about eventually. But
course.
it was something you couldn't explain.
How did you come out of it? Like, what was the?
It just went off one day.
It just went away.
It just went away one
It just
day.
ran through your system and
It
went away.
literally from one day to another. I thought it was a medication for a while, so I stopped taking all medications, which was it was worse for my health
Yeah.
to have done that. But
Wow.
then, once I figured out Ross River, I realized that, the body is really meant to get fixed through diet. And
Yeah.
if you're not eating the right things, it doesn't matter what medications you're taking,
Yeah.
you're not going to fully
Yeah.
recover.
Totally agree.
And when, food is your comfort, and that's what you're doing to make yourself feel less worse, you're just
Yeah.
stuck in this cycle.
Yeah, of course.
And
Isn't it funny when we feel down like that, you actually, gravitate towards junk food,
yeah,
which makes it even worse.
because that's all you got.
It's-
That's all you got when you're
It's
feeling.
kind of like it's just a quick fix, but it doesn't help in the long run.
Did that happen to you too when you?
Yeah, of course. Well, I didn't get the buzz anymore because I was such in a habit for 15 years of Monday afternoon training. You get that buzz, you get that physical hit right through the week, play the weekend,
Yeah.
have a night out or whatever on the Saturday night, rest on Sunday and go again. So when you've been doing that for 15 years, you don't know any other way.
Right.
So then all of a sudden it was just this flat line.
Devastating,
It
man.
was just so boring that it was a numbness that I can't explain because I just didn't have any buzz. I didn't have any banter with the players I used to because I didn't see anyone anymore because
Yeah.
in sport, once you're done, you're out the door pretty quick. No one.
So for how
Very
long
short
did this
memories.
go on?
And that's kind of where I got into music, met a whole new bunch of guys and started to get the camaraderie from that and then just take it from there. But yeah.
How long did it take? A couple of years?
What, when I finished?
No, from the time where you were in this rut until you got out of the rut. How long did that take you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a different character because I told somebody once I was depressed and they're like, oh, wow, we had this big, deep conversation. And then they saw me that night dancing, and I was like, oh, I forgot. So
Yeah.
I get caught up in what's going on, what
Well,
I mean?
you try to
So-
mask it. You try to
Well,
mask
I don't know. I just get distracted. I even got distracted from the way I was feeling, and I was having a ball that night. So he's like, oh, that's interesting. So I don't know, it's just a changing thing all the time. So when you got right, were you here for the tornado that we had?
Yeah. Are we jumping
That's
subjects
right.
that quickly?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right.
Because that was an amazing time on the mountain, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that was one of the things that cemented me into loving being here. I mean, before that, we live in a small town. It's called Tamborine Mountain, and
Yeah.
it's got maybe 8,000 inhabitants. I would say about half of the people are retirees, wouldn't you say? And then maybe a good 30% are families with
Yep.
young kids. And then there's definitely a flight of people leaving the mountain
Yeah.
when they reach a certain age. My kids already are telling me the second I'm done with high school, I'm out of here.
Oh, yeah. I went
So-
through that as well.
But very tight-knit community in the sense of people really taking care of each other. And when somebody asks for help, you get multiple people coming over
Yeah.
and showing up to assist you. So this tornado or derecho, was a derecho. It was multiple small tornadoes that hit our town in December 25th, 2024.
Yeah.
And
It was Christmas Eve, right?
yeah, yeah,
Christmas Eve.
and nobody was really prepared. I mean,
No.
the vast majority of people didn't even know what a generator was or how things
No.
work, and I didn't know how they work. In fact, I had one generator I bought maybe 5 years ago when I was, thinking I'm a prepper of sorts.
Were you doing prepping?
Was I prepared? No, no, I was definitely not prepared. But fortunately, I could get out on that day, and one of my biggest issues was on that day before I didn't buy a medication. And it was a crucial medication that I needed.
Wow.
So I had to get down, and I mean, the whole road was filled with, debris and branches.
The whole
and
town was just
yeah,
looked like a Beirut, didn't it?
But
Really, it was amazing.
when we started the recovery efforts, I mean, at least getting people power, because where we live is you've got no sewage, no running water, because it's all self-included in the home. So
Well, it's all tank water, isn't it?
if the power is gone, there's no way to suck the water out of the tanks.
Yeah.
So for some people, that was quite devastating. I mean, you can't use your toilet, and if you got no power for 2 weeks,
No.
that is quite.
It was 2 weeks, right?
It was 2 weeks,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So what we did was just get some generators from people, and I like that. I mean, it wasn't just from people in town, but we were getting generators from people in the Gold Coast, in Yarrabilba.
Yeah.
So they were all coming together and loaning us these devices so
Yeah.
that we can continue to operate. And I think we got between 80 to 100 households. You were helping me out. There were
Yeah.
so many people helping us out. We made some
I got
friendships.
moved on from helping out. Did I tell you that story?
No, what happened?
I tried to get on the chainsaw, the big one.
Oh, yeah?
I'm all right in the little one, but the big one, trying to help out, I kept getting it stuck.
No.
And then after the third time, they said, "Hey, Sharpie, why don't you go and grab your other axe, being the guitar,
Yeah, yeah.
and go and entertain the troops in town?" So I went and sat outside the butcher and played.
Well, that's, you got
While
to
they
put your
tried to get this
talents.
chainsaw out. Yeah, no, it's cool.
No, that's.
I know my skills. It ain't chainsaw.
Well, neither do I, man. I flooded a generator. That day, yeah, me and my neighbor were tilting it and not knowing that as you tilt it and you pour the oil, we're like, how come it never gets full? How come nothing's happening? And then we see it pour out of the other end. So
But I think the camaraderie in that time was unbelievable.
it was fantastic. Yeah, people were breaking down. Those who were just not prepared, but then
Yeah.
those who had that spirit. I mean, growing up in Guatemala,
Yeah,
I had that resilience of
sure.
I can live without electricity, water.
Yeah, I didn't. I treated it as a camping, indoor camping. It was
Yeah,
just,
yeah. But elderly people had a
Oh,
role.
no, of course.
Elderly people cannot lift buckets and stuff. But yeah, that's the good thing about living in here, and the fact that people were donating money.
man,
We
it
got
was amazing. And they had a
25
captain on each sort of street to make sure the elderly were okay. And
You had that in yours?
they did, yeah. It
Not
was,
on mine.
it was really amazing. Well, I think it's going to be something they learnt from that is that have captains
Yeah.
of each, of
That's
each
new to
sort
me.
of,
I got to hear about
block
this
and that sort of stuff.
house line.
Yeah, but yeah, that time was unbelievable. I think, yeah.
Did you make any
was some-
good friendships at that time, or?
Yeah, just people I didn't really know. There was a guy, and I see him all the time now. He's a great guy, And he said, "Are you okay?" And I just said, "Oh, we've got trees down everywhere."
Yeah.
And he said, "Let me jump in." He just jumped in with his chainsaw, came around for a couple of hours and chopped it all up,
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Do you want some money?" And he goes, "Buy us a beer next time you see me." And,
Right.
And now we've become mates since then. He's a great guy.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Thanks, Dave. He's a good man.
Yeah, I met hundreds of people during that time. It was honestly, I was sleeping maybe 2-3 hours a day.
Yeah.
But it was just this high. You're riding this high because you're helping others.
Yeah.
But then the next year we had another incident where we lost power for 10 days.
Yeah.
And during those 10 days, we really didn't hear from many people having issues. I think maybe 5. So
Yeah.
these community events, these challenges galvanize the community and to
100%.
coming together.
And that's why I love living here is that, I had my own situation where, my wife was diagnosed with cancer and you were there and it put on a concert and something I'll never forget and raised money for our family to pay the bills because we couldn't pay them at the time. And yeah,
That's it.
Ryan
yeah.
and yourself, Rusty, just jumped in. So yeah.
And I'm sure
Thanks, brother.
you'll be in there for us, when that
course,
happens.
of course.
We can
That's
all
what it's all
count on
about.
each other. And
Yeah. And I think that's the difference. I mean, I love going to the city because it's obviously fresh, change of scenery and that sort of thing. But after a few days, I kind of miss just being here and seeing people. And if I'm ever lonely, I just go to the IGA.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, yeah. You can't
You
go.
just know everyone, right?
You can't get out for more
No,
than
no,
5
no.
minutes without seeing someone you know.
When you're in a hurry, it can be it can be tough.
That's it. Yeah.
I got a few hiding spots around town.
No, man. So what happened to the musical career? I mean, you.
Yeah, it's chugging along nicely. You know, I just got back from Tamworth, did some shows down there. So,
What's Tamworth?
but the industry has changed so much. You know, it's just
How has it changed?
look, when I first started, you could actually sell CDs, and you could sell online. There was Apple Tunes and all this sort of thing. But now you've got Spotify, YouTube, all that sort of stuff. So there is the only income really, apart from selling some merch, I guess, is live shows, But you need all these other things to build up your price.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you need all these things that pretty much lost leaders that are going to cost you money to build up your profile, which enables you to get the gigs that are higher paying.
Where would you say your profile is today?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
So Tamworth is probably the biggest festival you've done, right?
Yeah, that's probably my biggest Tamworth to date has been this one because I got into some, it takes time to get into these bigger venues and they pay bigger so you can actually have a band. Because the hardest part is doing solos is you can't have the full band.
True.
Because you can't afford to pay them, right? So it's only really the big festivals that you can actually afford to pay them because you're getting the bigger gigs. So it's kind of a bit of a catch-22, but the music business, it was never the music business for me. It was always the music adventure because I was so bored coming out of the soccer career that I needed something, I was just one of them guys that I need to be nervous. I need to push myself. Most people will avoid standing up in public. And
Yeah, me.
Yeah, but I just needed that because I had that buzz. Every time you go on the soccer field, you were nervous. And then when I lost that, I needed to find something that's going to make me nervous again.
Interesting.
And music, when I started, because I was pretty bad, made me nervous,
Yeah.
But it's the music adventure to me. And
So-
I've seen a lot of people drop out because it was the music business. And I understand that because they had an expectation. My expectation is just the adventure keeps rolling. So,
But can you make a living out of what you do, though?
look, I support it with doing NDIS work as well during the week, which I like to do both. I mean, at my level, I think to make a living out of it, I think it would just grind you to the ground, which I've seen happen to a few friends of mine, because you're taking these other gigs, like I said, that are solos, that are just paying the bills. So to answer your question, yes, you could.
But you
But
got
I'm
to
a
put a
family
lot of
man.
time in
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're going to be out 5 nights a week playing
at different venues.
different venues, that sort of thing. And I think it eventually wears you down. So. Plus, I'm a family man and I've got to pay the bills. So
So for
family comes
you,
first.
music is at this point a secondary source of income. Where,
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
And still an adventure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and
What do
I-
you play? You play an instrument too, don't you?
I played nothing. I played a cell phone. Speaking of which,
Well, you can play now because of AI. This is the thing.
that's true. Well,
Everybody can play now, which has made it pretty difficult, to be honest.
I think. Well, we jump into AI.
Yeah, I'll just jump around. I'm cool.
AI is. How about cost of living? I think. Why don't we stick to that?
Yeah.
I think you mentioned something about. Well, obviously, AI is coming to work to get your money, isn't it? I mean, that's part of what's coming to
I think so.
take. I mean, wasn't the top song in Spotify for a little
think
while
so,
an AI
yeah.
song? And
100%.
then there were people shoving.
Ryan played me one the other day, and he said, "What do you think of this guy?" And I'm like, "He's amazing." And he goes, "It's not a guy, it's a robot,
It's all AI.
And so, yeah, it's getting hard to tell. And I had a funny one the other day. I put up something on Facebook. We were in Tamworth, went for a drive, we had the day off. And we were like, what is all that brown stuff on the road up ahead? And we got up there and there was 1,000 cattle. This guy was droving cattle, so you had to slow down and crawl. So I'm like, oh, cool. Jumped out, got a little song with the cows, just for something fun, and put it up. And the guy goes, come on, Dane, you don't need to be using AI. And I'm like, what? Now I've got to prove that I was actually there? So I shot him a couple of photos. So my point is that it's getting a blurred line between what's real and what's not.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's getting really good. I mean, just 2 years ago, the best thing we had was Will Smith eating that spaghetti. Do you remember those videos?
Yeah,
Where he
yeah,
looked
yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
deformed, and that to me was just amazing. And for you to
Yeah.
make one of those videos, you had to wait anywhere from 2 minutes
Yeah.
to 4 hours just to get
Really?
one video done.
How quick now?
You can get them done in like a minute.
Minute?
Not even.
Wow.
Yeah, even faster if you got the right. You can actually make 5 videos at the same time.
Can you really?
Yeah, I actually made a movie, a short clip, of you put a cowboy photo and then you make them do things, and then at the last frame you keep going. But
So where do you think it's going? Like this is obviously just the start, right?
it's hard to tell, man. Like honestly, I mean, it's gonna get to the point where you can't tell the difference between reality and falsehood. It's happened to
It's
me.
almost there now.
Happened to me, yes. Yeah, when we were having that conversation, remember I told you about a certain video that I saw that, I was accusing somebody else of
AI.
yeah, I was on the other end. I was
right.
accusing somebody
And it was actually real.
and it turned out to be real.
Wow.
So yeah. But the video looked fake because I think the person said, look at what this person is doing is fake. And then when you watched it, you're like, yeah, it definitely looks fake. But then how do you put that? But there is no innovation, I think. There's mimicry in AI, but there is no innovation. So AI is going to take over in the music industry, I assume, learn from all the past songs and put a new song together, which follows the same.
Sometimes for me, when art's too perfect, it's not art anymore. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to have AI that makes mistakes, or not even a mistake. Ryan played me a young Pat today, and it had nothing to do with being in tune. It was just feeling all the way. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't think anything on AI is going to make you cry.
And there's many songs that when you hear them for the first, you're like, whoa, this, the 8 songs from the 80s, you would listen to them and you're like, wow, this is like a completely new theme and new genres and new things. I think it forces us to innovate beyond what we've done in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
Great tool. AI is a great tool when you know what you're doing, when you know what you're feeding into it, but it still has that human element of you telling it what to do.
Yeah.
And if you don't tell it how to do it the way you want, then you get some completely...
Yeah, I've kind of had that experience, So.
Yeah. So, there's still the human element, I think. And look, AI seems to be pulling back at the moment. They've overly invested. So they got billions and billions of dollars, but they've been burning through it. So for every dollar that they're making in subscriptions, I think they're spending $2 on the servers. And the negative impact that's had on the environment has been brutal. I mean, you've got all these data centers being built. Prices of electricity are going up for regular people.
Yeah.
Just so that people can be making all these funny videos and whatnot.
Yeah, sure.
And similarly, crypto is the same thing. Crypto, in order for you to mine it, you have to run these computers and express heat. Same with the regular mining industry. You're going out there digging for gold. You have to burn through all this diesel to get things going.
Wow.
So what are we doing as a humanity? Pursuing all these riches and
same old story.
while destroying ourselves.
Same old story.
So I'm thinking AI will have a little bit of a pullback, but it will continue growing. My opinion is it's great, but before humanity went out and started building all this infrastructure and going nuts with it, greed, I think, pushed it. I think greed pushed that to be the first.
What a surprise.
Rather than let's investigate this together with scientists until we perfect it, and then we put it up. Because now you've got all this technology. You've got thousands and millions of servers being set up.
Really?
Based on technology that could be outdated by tomorrow. So what do you do with all of this?
It's moving that quick, isn't it?
It's moving that quick, yeah.
It just on the music side, a little bit different to what you're saying, but on the music side, I've had a bit of feedback lately, is that the AI videos aren't really working because people know they're AI.
Yes.
So I think it was a nice trick at the start, but once you know how the magician does the trick, it's kind of like, oh yeah, another one. So the feedback I've been getting is, get out there with your camera, get some personal stuff, and get, almost back to full circle, doing your own,
There's definitely a hatred towards AI created videos because they're taking people's jobs.
Okay.
So when you're doing a poster with AI and you do it within 10 seconds, you're robbing away from that person who you would have hired before.
Although it is a pretty easy way to do it, right?
But that's the thing.
That's the argument.
When the person who has to spend that money to hire the person is put between, do I make it with AI or do I hire a person?
10 seconds later, you got what you want.
You got what you want
for free.
For essentially free. Yeah. If you got to have the right tools to make it nice, but but it's still $30 a month. It's not too bad. So this is really
depends how often you use it, I suppose.
Depends on the type of, but see, once again, it goes back to whether or not the person behind it knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because, as you said, when you put certain information, you haven't always gotten what you wanted back. And I think the fact that people are relying more and more on this on the potential erroneous stuff that it pulls out is what requires the person to know what they're doing. So
Yeah,
you
of
get what I
course.
mean? Like you
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, yeah. Well, it depends on what level you want to, what you're pulling out of it, right?
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
what do you think of these courses they're offering? Like, come and learn AI, and
You mean the course I'm teaching in a couple of weeks for the Chamber of Commerce?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think they're great.
Yeah, of course you do.
They're great for making money. Well, I'm teaching a course on how to use it wisely. You know, like this is what these tools that are made available for you are, and this is the proper way for you to use them.
Yeah, okay. These are the questions you ask, or this is what you put
This
in.
is what you put in.
This is the info you put in.
It's more about what you're teaching the person how to use the tool, and
Yeah.
then not fully trust it, but actually take what's there.
Yeah.
You read it, you verify that it's good, and then
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing, really. I put something in not long ago. I took some time, like you said, to put in what I was after. And what it came out with was, I was blown away, to be honest. It was,
We'll see. Yeah.
and it was creative too, so it was interesting to me.
There's
It wasn't a music thing, it was about something else I'm working on, but yeah, I was really impressed.
Have you used it for anything else?
Just short things, you know, because cover letter, you know, if you need a cover letter, my bio,
Yeah.
because it actually does the right grammar. And I don't know how grammar works, it always seems to be wrong, so I just stick it in there and it comes out perfect, you know. So the things that you need, perfect,
Yeah.
which is things like that for the website, and, you know,
For yourself.
otherwise it looks rough as guts, you know.
True. But you think, circling back to the cost of living situation, I feel like a lot of people have lost their jobs because of this.
Oh,
I
100%.
would think so.
Well,
yeah.
I used to use Publicist and all that sort of thing, and like, I can knock up my bio. I was just testing it the other day, and just put my name in and said write a bio for me, and it was there, and
Figured out who you
it
were.
was coming out as I was almost typing it in. It was like 5 seconds, 10 seconds,
Yeah.
and it was pretty. I mean, I had to just say please add this, whatever. But you can imagine someone who's in Publicist or something. It's definitely taken their job.
But so far, it hasn't taken away from you in the sense of, because
Not
you're
really.
more of an experience, right? It's, watching a Dane Sharp show.
You come to my house. It's exactly what it is.
It's an
Ask my
experience.
wife.
That's right.
I'm not saying it's a good experience.
Yeah. But I see.
No,
you-
exactly. It'll never be able to replace live because there's that personal connection.
That's
You
it.
know what I mean? I don't know. I hope that it comes back full circle. And I think here's the problem. I think you're 100% right. It won't replace live, and they'll want the experience. But now the cost of living's got so harsh that people aren't going out as much.
Yes.
So they'll stay at home. Does that make sense?
It sure does.
Because I've been to
Well,
I've played in places where it's $15 for a beer.
That's right.
Like, when did that happen?
I was gonna say 20.
Well, we go to the airport.
And then you gotta be on a
22
long.
at the airport.
You gotta be in line for 20, for an hour.
Well, not really, because yeah, exactly. It's getting less and less. Some of the venues I go to are getting more empty and more empty.
I've been watching a lot of headlines of artists just canceling their shows, because
Well,
they just can't fill or are they just washed up?
well, maybe a bit of both.
A bit of both, isn't it? Yeah.
No, but I mean, I think even at the top end, it's hard because you've got to sell a certain amount of tickets
So
to
what?
make it worthwhile to travel. Imagine how much that'd cost to travel with a whole band,
Yeah.
accommodation, flights, getting paid. I mean, and selling tickets for $400. I mean, how much were the Pearl Jam tickets?
Oh, Pearl Jam. Yeah, it was like
It was 300 each.
300. Yeah.
280, I think, for the cheap ones.
Something like that. Yeah. And we were
And how far away were we?
We were so far away. And the
We
experience.
ended up watching the screen.
The experience has gotten
I
worse.
mean, but still, it was still a great night. But
you
I
got.
used to go to 3 or 4 concerts a year at least.
Yeah. Same. For
And
sure.
how many you go now?
You're selective now. You only do one or two,
Well,
and
Unfortunately, you have to be.
once you're done. So.
And you know what? Sorry to cut you off. I've
Yeah.
been watching I've been watching 4 products just to see how much they're going up. One's just a little drink that I get,
Yeah.
and it was 2. Then it was 220. Then it was 250. This is all in the matter of a couple of months.
Mm.
Oh, no, probably less, 6 weeks. And now it's 3. And then I'm watching the other products as well, same thing. So every time you do your groceries and fill that basket up, that tells me all those things have just been creeping up.
They just don't care.
And $100,
Yeah.
and you get a tiny little basket. You see what I'm saying? And then you add petrol in, the petrol cost, if you do a lot of driving, yeah. Do you feel the same? Have you felt more pressure
For me, it's been a little bit
in the
different.
last 18 months?
For me, it's been different because during the times where everything was good, I was sick. So me being able to work again, coming out of that Ross River has
Feels
been
good, yeah.
for me. Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
I'm recovered. Like even though I'm not making as much money as I used to, it still feels better in my situation. But then again, I'm not getting the number of hours I used to get. The
Yeah.
same clientele isn't there. So for example,
Have you been able to charge more though?
I started to charge more this year, but that's because I was already charging too little. In fact, I'm charging probably now what I was charging 10 years ago in the US.
Really? Wow.
So I feel like I can't, it's reached a ceiling
Is that got a roof? Yeah.
where you really can't do more. And website clients are disappearing because AI tools are coming. So websites,
So you can do a website with AI.
I can build
Easy.
a full website with AI. Yeah.
How long will that take?
My last client, I told them they had a very small budget. And I said,
Yeah.
look, the best I can do for that budget is to make it with AI. And you're going to have to be happy with the first couple of designs I do, and we'll take it from there.
And they were happy?
So the first design I sent to them, they're like, yeah, let's do it.
Love it.
Let's do it. And then we went ahead and built it.
How long would that take?
That was probably the easiest project. Normally would take about an hour or two plus maybe 100.
An hour or two to build a website?
No, 102 to just determine what the client wants.
Yeah, of course.
And determine what text they want to go on it. But with AI...
But 10 years ago, how long to build a website?
AI didn't just build a design. AI built the whole thing. It's about the same. I mean, the websites have gotten better as time has gone on and technology has improved. But before I would say it depends on my skills. So my skills weren't as good back then.
Your skills, man. You've got skills.
So I got a few. I know people too. Like I don't build the sites myself. I have a team that builds them for me. But I'm the one who designs.
Outsource it and stuff. Yeah.
I outsource that. Yeah.
And it's so important to have a team. I have a guy I write with, Craig Taylor in England, and a producer, Duncan, in Caboolture. So without a team around you, it's very
can't do it.
Man.
No,
you can't do it, actually.
No.
It's no fun anyway, right?
Yeah, but look, again, cost of living, I would say most people are trying to do things themselves. Like, for example, with hairstyling. My mother's a hairstylist. She says...
Can she cut
well,
mine?
there you go. She said men are no longer coming to get their haircut. Why? Because the wives are cutting their hair.
Really?
Yeah, because they don't want to pay $20-30. So that right there has, really dipped the number of clients.
Especially if you just want a basic cut or whatever.
But that's the thing. Yeah, men don't care as much, and the price wasn't as high. But
you speak for yourself.
But even then, mine is self-maintained. But so that's in IT. I would say now it's mostly people who definitely don't know what they're doing in that particular technology that they're facing challenges in.
Yeah.
But it's not like people blowing money on buying a new computer, come and help me set it up.
Yeah, okay.
They're trying to do things first.
So do they only come to you usually when something goes wrong?
Only when something goes wrong.
Something goes wrong.
Yeah.
We got renters. We got a case of